So this video is about altars. So let's just continue on that subject. So I never change how I speak, my bodily expression, how I naturally am. I don't change that. Um, but all when you put somebody else's picture on your altar and you bring someone else's name into that, it's like a wasted vision, potential, effort, energy, time. It's a waste of time. And that's why I fear the altar work so much. And the concept of altar work comes when a live study of a subject, of a person, thing, object becomes paused, and in time you have to release it or resume it. And before you resume that paused button, you presume a lot of things, and that happens when you are an actor and you have a perfectionism mindset, like how I'll meet this person, like I need to go to jog, and that time I meet this person, and what that person would be studying with a book in their hands, what the dialogues will be, what kind of Western or Indian or Egyptian or whatever their clothing line would be, how specific you want it to be, how the details, timings shall be encoded, and the DNA molecules and the body language. Because before you fall in love with the hero, with the protagonist, you need to fall in love with a book character first. You need to fall in love with your life or some passion, some hobby, something that you are carefully planning in your life. You cannot just be wild and accidentally meet someone without a sense of self. So you need to have a solid background first. And that's the same when you are about to get married. Because before you can discuss the honeymoon part or what dresses you will be wearing and what all altered content will go on up here inside your head, you need to be absolutely obsessive about something that is relevant to your soul, not another's life story, not another's girlfriend, boyfriend story, or what their family is doing, no, something like that. But what's an absolute requirement before you go to marry someone is falling in love with your soul content, your personal soul content. The more you figure yourself out, the more layers you discover, the more contents you have to share with others, and the more you have inside here, the more things you have to keep in mind, and the less the attacks become. Because when when you have a lot of things up inside here planned, people don't pursue you with attacks, personal attacks. So people don't care to bother you so much, like the authorities, cops, police. Yeah, the less you involve yourself in other people's drama, the more you know about yourself and your soul knowing is deep, the more self-involved you appear and are, that's when you become immune to a lot of bullshit. Like when I accidentally turn on the camera, I see my face is looking like this, or like square. When I'm not conscious of myself, it is coming off as a very um, oval, or this type of pear shaped. Sometimes it comes up as diamond shaped. But when I'm aware that I'm being shot, even if I bring it close to my face, it is coming off as round, right? So people tend to take screenshots of those immediate moments, and then they try to cast it on newspapers or blank papers, graffiti, and whatever useless papers that are of your locality. They tend to publish all of that, and they tend to make false news about you to attack your image. But and the less you are involved in other people's drama, the more people try to do that to you. So when people bring you up into their altar work, and or people speak your name too much in someone else's picture, or use your picture for speaking to somebody else, it's like you tend to act like them because you are not being seen for who you are, and that actually makes you panic. That what if I lost my soul? What if I react shadily at first to whatever altar they're speaking my name to? And what if that actually generates more trauma on the collective mind and collective psyche? It is already fractured to its core. কেন গাইছ এখানে আমি ভিডিও not to panic. um, Focus on meditating and including, and whatever movement casts that illusion that you are integrating it without absorbing it, absorbing another sense of self. You are integrating it, whatever mirrors that, because people want you to lose yourself. They want you to feel like you have no self-worth, or they continue to challenge your authority in few subjects, or continue to make you feel like you're nothing. When you continue to try, the less it works, and the less you try, the more it works. That's the thing about pulling on to energies and pulling on to psyches without sharing formed intimacies, or sharing opinions, viewpoints, without sharing too much about yourself, without sharing closeness with anybody, togetherness with anybody. That pulls on the psyches the most. When you are the least you are trying, and the more it is working. So I'm not saying disappear for a while, or don't pay value back, or don't reciprocate people's emotions about you. But it's like the less clothes I manifest, the more value I hold. The existing clothes raise up in value. That's what one thing I've noticed. And the more I see people bypassing, doing those inner workings, and bypassing holding on to one single self concept, and they keep changing clothes, they keep manifesting new things, newer things, newer things, newer things. I never feel like I fell far left behind, even when people misuse my will for their own agendas, public agendas. I never feel left behind because I function over quality. I function with that quality over quantity. So I feel like the more I hold on to a self, um, and the less I indulge in other people, the more the value increases, and that gravity of staying the same but not speaking too much on it, but quietly doing the right thing, quietly holding on to your truth and bringing people closer to the truth without bursting your voice or without being too loud and obnoxious. So when you know your life story, when you know those little details of your story, you don't have to brag about loud wrong viewpoints and whatever was instigated in other people to fight against the current of the reality. Whatever people are saying against you or the reality or the belief or something else, some other quality that they don't seek to approve of. You see, when you wake up in the day, you have multiple choices, and you can seek to pretty much approve of a lot of things. A lot of them and will feel rejected in the process. A lot of choices make themselves on their own when you let go of them. You don't have to worry about them, but according to your personal mood and your personal desires of the day, you can pretty much take a stand for yourself, like I just now did when I posted that fishbowl from Doodle Wash. That is an artist who has watched my karma. Watch her. So what I was saying, yeah. So when I choose to invest in my own emotions, it is going to count up to something, at least in the future, that I don't need to brag about. And surely the mocking doesn't feel right when somebody mocks my qualities, but for that I have channeled that expression, whatever my reactive responses would be to their mocking. Whenever it's mutual, it doesn't affect that much because we are both wasting each other's time, both meaningless. And when I don't agree with my altar work, I I would post something from my side to act against it or act for it or act in alignment with it, in misalignment with it, will let you guys know. And when my whole life is in alignment, and my whole life story is in alignment, in the crowded line, it's like can't wait for it, can't wait to reach the outcome, can't wait to see where it goes, and can't wait to make the connection and connections, and can't wait to reconcile with my past childhood crushes and childhood indulgence, uh, self-indulgence and other indulgence, and talking to other people who mirror the same positive emotions to me, and negative emotions too. Like our negative aspects also hold hands, like our positive aspects mirror each other's positive emotions. So we are happy with each other and we are miserable without each other. It's like that, but all part of the same team. And I don't like when people disturb me. Like my father is opening the kitchen door again and again. Can we just focus on doing his work silently? When I'm recording a video, this is important. Don't even try to mock me in the background, because sometimes I cannot get back at you correctly because I'm not really feeling it in my positive emotions to get as petty as these people have been without any credentials. And when whatever I feel in my soul, I would do that. I will never ask too many questions or give too many hints. Just do what is feeling peaceful at the point. Keep making peace, and instead of creating chaos and drama or supporting it. And I have never done the manifestation work on somebody, like keep calling on to their altars, but I have been on the other side, other end of the same thing. Like people call on to me so many times, and it breaks the altar. I have to preserve few emotions also. That's why I cannot sing that shatter me. It's like I have to power of the tongue. You cannot use anything against me that I haven't mentioned in my childhood tongue. Like you see someone, my own look-alike, building that, not building, waving that red flag upon the castle. But I, in my childhood, was always speaking Tiranga Chanda, like three colored flag, which is the color of Indiana and India. So Indonesia is red dot. But yeah, whatever, all my altars, all my pictures have the same facial features. Something like me, and something like me, other angles. Anyways, I could do that all day until I reach the peak of my career, which is my life purpose. Once I find that out, it will be like, can't go back from that. And yeah, no, as I said earlier, no delusion can change me or affect me. Anything real can affect me to a certain extent. Affect my emotional equilibrium, or even manipulate my aura, like by creating blackened traumas and webs of spider. It can malign my aura for a little while. It can throw me off my emotional currency a little while, but not for the long game. The long game, I never target anybody else. I kept the long game, keeping my own purpose and same focus. And in the meanwhile, the background manifestations happen. Like I manifest other people and other entities and other focuses. Aditya, hi. Hi. Rupinder, hello. Hi. So when everything is in alignment, I understand pretty quickly, and everything happens pretty quickly. And sometimes people try to distract me from it. I ate Amul butter, and it reconnected few childhood memories that I used to eat it in childhood also, not knowing that it was based on my clothes color, which is the darkish yellow. And my handlers, my childhood people. So I just vibrate with my authenticity and truth, and I don't need to prove anything to anybody, and I just remain safe in my own zone. And sometimes people get pulled in, people get attracted to their field, and sometimes they don't. As long as I can merge with all of my higher selves and opening portals in all areas of Earth and out of Earth, in the skies, in the galaxies, all the portals that have opened up in galaxies corners, I will not rest. I cannot rest. I cannot stop dreaming of all of the possibilities that can happen. That happens if the merge happens, because those situations change. Those experiences change the earthly vessel and earthly experiences. When you get a mirroring out of here and still return every day, wake up and have a clear understanding of how it would be like. But yeah, about the planets. The planets, Venus has entered Aries, which is my 7th house, from the perspective of the sun, and in my natal chart, Cancer ascendant perspective, it is in my 10th house. Venus has entered my 10th house with the sign with Neptune present there, and Chiron present there. And who else? I don't think anything else. Mercury, is also present there. And Sun is in Taurus in my 11th house. Uranus also in 11th house. So the social chats will happen clearly, and yeah, it's an emotionally safe space. So Aries is not that great at treating a child with respect because it will throw the baby with the bathwater or treat it impulsively. First mirror the negative emotions and then mirror the positive, then try to delay, build from the delays and build from the regret. But Taurus is very emotionally safe. Like Taurus makes me feel emotionally, my emotional orders are feeling safe with the Taurus. Like they can cradle me like a baby. And Taurus is very emotionally safe. So at this point, my 11th house makes me feel like that. Will first mirror my positive emotions and try to build positive associations, and then die out like a black hole. Then get into the negative. But it never actually goes to that extent of negativity. It is always positive because Venus rules it. And Venus will be in close proximity with the 11th house in the sign of Aries in its 12th house. And what else am I excited about? Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter is doing very well in Gemini. Just feeling quite laid back and focusing on the brain workings and inner workings. I'm trying to relate everything, make sense of every, connect every dot of the larger picture. The brain expands, focusing on that. And another thing is Neptune, Saturn in Pisces. Yeah, Taurus can actually keep your moving image like at a standstill, and it has to edit few contents, like not negatively, not like a narcissist does, feeding negative, barking negative courage into it. It's not like that. Editing presumptive contact, like at this hour you are doing this, and this hour I was doing that, and let's merge that. Merge our higher selves. It's like that. So Taurus is the earlier sign of zodiac, and it will mirror the positive emotions of Venus, its creator. So it will always try to focus on the positives and hold you at a standstill and journal all the positive emotions related to it and all the time decodation and the sense of timings. And sometimes it looks for a little too real alter. It loses its meaning and soul. It's 29 minutes already. But yeah, take care of your skin. The main signs I'm excited about is Aries and Taurus. So avoid pressure of work and don't let anybody pressurize you into doing anything, and take care of your skin. And don't indulge in the social front too much. Like I like social media platforms too much because people are tending to pull into the drama a lot of energy. So it's like all the work should be distantly monitored, like offline work and somebody else is shooting it, that's also very nice, because it saves you from the immediate responses and heat, immediate outcome drawing and arguments, and or the presumptive, assumptive, what do you call it, negative tension harboring, resentment harboring, and all the monitoring, gang stalking, internet bashing. So keep the composure and don't inform people a lot about what you're about to do. It's like keep all your plans private, and not in the sense that your expression feels constricted, but let people know only what feels safe to express publicly. Keep the public folder on. And all these lives are not about how many people are watching or how many subscribers I get from it, but the life is about when I am feeling later down, when I'm feeling down later, to listen to my own wisdom keeping. I have to listen and feel better about myself. Whenever I'm feeling sad or miserable or lonely, at a later time, I can relate and listen to this at a later time. But a lot of subscribers we can gain from live as well. But the shorts get more views. Lately, the shorts is 15 seconds time based, but I'm so unrelatable to few people. No? All my childhood positive emotions are only mirrored to my childhood pals. So it's the gravity is so strong of that childhood pull that people don't understand why I feel so possessive about my childhood image. Why can't I let my childhood alter go? It's because of that, because all my soul connections were formed that at that time, and whatever negative mirrored emotions were there, like childhood harassments or bullying at school, all the mean girls that were all the mean people who try to do friendship with me, or have drink from my water bottle, or blame me for something that they did, or falsely accuse me of things that I never did, and still don't believe me. And I suffered the consequences. I suffered the mental trauma from that, and whatever they suffered was false, because their accusation was false. They will never understand that. But in childhood also, I repelled that inauthentic background and forceful. That's why so many pastors and priests appear in my dream with my childhood image, because I have such a strong possession and hold of that childhood image. And the same obsession is felt by my handlers also. Like handlers, as in not Illuminati handlers, but though in a sense they are. But people who used to hold me and hold me close to the chest. And oh my god, 34 minutes. But sometimes something keeps being left out of the conversation. That's why I'm continuing it on till I feel like my soul is done expressing. But all the negative monitoring, negative abusing, negative concept designing derived from my image, those were repelled, strongly opposed, and no longer shall I allow them all my life. No longer will I tolerate one single disrespect, rude comment on my image, because nobody has time to do that to somebody else, and I have time to do nothing else but integrate people and their whole authenticity and keep them purposeful and ongoing. So people who have a lot of time on their hands to keep comparing, keep um, negating, negative monitoring, negative mirroring, I don't have time for them. So it's like even a lot of authoritative people like cops are criminals. Criminals are also authoritative somewhere around the underworld. But I don't. I pay at mind to neither of them. Not the underworld dons, mafias. They also find me a problem. Not the cops. They also find me a problem. But I give none of them the importance. Um, so childhood, since childhood I have that strong aura that repels the negative monitoring, and that nobody distant can relate to, especially the close ones can relate to it and immediately connect. The mental connection is too strong. 37 minutes. And at this point, my shadow wise, people who try to repel me from my own aura and repel me from my own space, and they, whatever safe haven I've created, they try to make me feel like I don't belong there. Those are the shadow entities, and I will treat them as such, the shadow entities that they are. I belong here, and I will forever belong here. And yeah, a lot of inspirations that I was imprinting on since childhood, I cannot relate to anymore because I have seen another side to those spaces. So same mentors, same songs, same artists. I've seen a side of them that I cannot explain. That makes me feel like they are danger to be messing with, danger to society. And all my lookalikes, people don't understand a real thing has its own gravity and stories to write. People don't understand that. They think they come across you later, so they think that you look alike is the real one, and you're not the real one. But you have so many of them that you are the living testimony that you have so many doppelgangers and you have so many life purposes to cover and integrate and make sense of. I ate okra air fried with amul butter flatbreads. And when they consider the fake ones the real ones, or they have a fading memory of you even though they met you first and met your doppelganger second, like my Aries friend does. They still have a fading memory um, of who they met first. It's like you have to stop caring about them, because if you can't choose the right one, I don't want to deal with you.